Okay, so let's unpack this. Have you ever had that feeling, a little bit of like panic when you're heading towards the supermarket checkout?
Oh, definitely. Scanning the lines, trying to pick the fastest one, maybe counting your items.
Exactly. I actually saw it happen just last week.
Uh-huh.
The classic express lane situation. Someone had maybe one or two items too many,
Uh,
and the cashier had to, you know, politely point it out. It was a bit awkward. But it just struck me what a like perfect little snapshot it was of everyday English right there in action.
it's fascinating, isn't it? How something so mundane, just buying groceries,
Yeah.
is actually packed with these social rules and specific words.
Totally. It's like a mini window into daily interactions, maybe even some, cultural stuff.
Right.
And that's exactly what we're doing today, this deep dive. One of you actually asked us to sort of get a better handle on the language and the unspoken rules of the checkout.
That's a great request.
Yeah. So our mission today is basically to demystify that whole checkout experience. We're going to look closely at a typical conversation using a YouTube transcript we found as our guide to really figure out what's going on.
And it's a brilliant way to learn not just the useful phrases, but also to get a bit of that cultural feel of, say, an American supermarket.
Okay, let's just jump right in then. The dialogue we have starts with the cashier saying pretty clearly, "Excuse me, sir, this is the express checkout lane."
Uh-huh.
For people that have 15 items or fewer, it looks like you have more than 15 items there. So first thing, checkout lane. What's that, essentially?
Right. The checkout lane, sometimes people just say checkout line. That's basically the spot where you line up or queue to pay.
Got it. And the keyword there is express.
Exactly. Express tells you it's meant to be faster. Specifically, like the cashier said, for shoppers with fewer things, 15 items or fewer.
It's all about speed for those quick trips,
Yeah.
isn't it?
Yeah, it really highlights that American focus on speed and convenience, maybe. The express lane is for the person who's just popping in short on time.
Right. Helps the store manage the flow, keeps things moving.
Precisely. It segments the service, potentially cuts down waiting times overall.
Okay, so back to the dialogue. The customer, maybe feeling a bit caught out, is told, "Fine, please place your items on the belt
Ah, the belt.
and push your shopping cart through." So the belt, not the thing holding up your jeans, right?
Definitely not. In the supermarket, the belt is that moving conveyor thing at the checkout. You put your stuff on it, it moves towards the cashier. Standard equipment.
Yeah, like a little moving walkway just for your groceries.
Yeah.
I heard someone call it a red carpet for your bananas and cereal once, which kind of sticks in your head.
Huh, that's a good one.
So items are on the belt, they get scanned, and then comes that question. Do you prefer paper or plastic? Seems simple, but wow, you hear that a lot in U.S. grocery stores.
You really do. It's a standard way they ask about bags. Sometimes, depending where you are, you might get offered reusable bags too, maybe for a small cost. It's just routine.
Why do you think that specific question, paper or plastic, became such a thing?
That's interesting. It probably has roots in, environmental awareness kicking in
Yeah.
about single-use stuff.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So offering both lets people choose based on, I don't know, their preference or maybe what the local rules are about bags. It's a small interaction, but it says something.
Right, like a little nod to environmental impact, even just a normal transaction.
Exactly.
Okay, next up, the customer in this scenario tries to save a bit of money.
Hmm.
He says, "I also have a couple of coupons." Now, most people know what coupons are, but let's just clarify.
Sure. A coupon is basically a voucher. It could be a piece of paper or, increasingly it's digital on your phone.
Right.
And it gives you a discount on something specific or maybe your whole shop. It's a way for stores or brands to get you to buy things.
But, in our dialogue, it doesn't go well. The cashier says, "Sir, these coupons expired yesterday." Ouch.
Yeah, that stings. Expired just means they're out of date, too old to use.
The date on them has passed.
Exactly. The source we looked at had good examples like an expired credit card or an old driver's license, even expired milk. Same idea, no longer valid, no longer usable.
Definitely not his lucky day.
Okay.
Okay, so moving on. The cashier asks, "Do you have a club card or will it be cash?" Let's tackle club card first. What's the deal with those?
A club card, or you might hear loyalty card, rewards card. It's basically a membership card for that specific store or chain.
Uh-huh.
You show it when you pay, and you get special discounts, maybe points for later, or access to deals just for members. Stores use them to, encourage loyalty and gather data.
Ah, the data aspect. So it's not just about giving discounts.
Not entirely, no. That data is super valuable for them. They learn what you buy, when you shop, what deals actually work. It helps them with marketing, managing stock, all sorts of things.
Right, so it's kind of a win-win. Customers get discounts, the store gets insights, in theory, anyway.
Exactly, in theory.
Okay, so our customer says he does have a club card. Then the conversation shifts to payment. The cashier asks, will this be debit or credit? And the customer adds, could I get cash back? $50 would be great. Let's focus on cash back. What is that?
Cashback is a service you see a lot, especially when you pay with a debit card. It basically lets you withdraw cash right there at the till, along with paying for your groceries.
So like your groceries cost $20, you ask for $50 cash back.
Right. They charge your debit card $70 and hand you $50 in cash. It saves you a separate trip to an ATM or the bank. Super convenient.
Why do you think that became so common? Just the convenience factor.
Mostly, I think. It's easier for the customer. And maybe for the store, it actually reduces the amount of physical cash they have sitting in the till because they're giving it back out.
Ah, interesting point. So it can help them manage their cash flow too.
Could be. It streamlines things a bit for both sides. So, anyway, after that, the cashier states the total, the customer pays, gets a receipt, and that's pretty much the transaction done.
Okay, so we've covered the basic words. Now let's look at some of those more informal, natural phrases used, the kind of thing the YouTube video called fluency builders.
Yeah, these are the bits that make you sound less like a textbook and more like a real person talking.
Totally. The first one is when the customer realizes he's got 16 items, just one over the limit, and he says, oh, come on, I have 16 items, cut me some slack, will you? What's cut me some slack mean?
Oh, cut me some slack. It's a really common informal idiom. It basically means don't be so hard on me or give me a break, relax the rules a bit.
Right.
The transcript mentioned a possible origin from mountain climbing, like letting out some rope, giving someone more freedom. It's asking for a bit of leniency.
That climbing image really works. It captures that idea of giving someone a bit more room. The examples they gave being slightly late, being tired with a new baby.
Yeah, or just having a bad week.
Exactly. It shows how you use it when you've made a small slip-up and you're hoping for a bit of understanding.
It's a very human kind of appeal, isn't it?
Then later on, after the coupon disaster, the customer sighs, darn, oh, well, I guess it's just not my day. Another one of those everyday phrases. What feeling does that capture?
It's just not my day. That's how you say you're having a run of bad luck. Like, things just keep going wrong one after another.
Like everything's conspiring against you?
Kind of. The examples they used were good spilling your coffee, getting a flat tire. It's that feeling when minor things just keep piling up. You're acknowledging the bad luck, really.
Yeah, that feeling when you just can't win.
Yeah.
Okay, let's shift gears a little. The YouTube source also brought up some interesting sort of cultural observations about American grocery stores.
Right. One thing they mentioned was how often you see students working as cashiers, high school or college students doing it as a part-time job. They even shared this anecdotal observation, just what they'd noticed, that maybe you see more high school girls as cashiers, while boys might be more often stocking shelves or in the back.
Interesting observation. Anecdotal, like you say, so hard to know how widespread that is. But the basic point about students working checkout definitely rings true in a lot of places.
Yeah, those jobs often have the flexible hours that work well around school schedules. Makes them a popular first job, maybe.
Seems likely. Another cultural point they brought up was coupons. How big a deal they seem to be in American shopping habits.
Oh, yeah. They talked about the Sunday newspaper often having this huge section just full of coupons,
Right.
and how lots of people really do clip them and use them to save money on groceries. Why do you think coupons got such a strong hold in the U.S.?
It's probably a mix of things. There's definitely a sort of cultural focus on getting value, finding a good deal, maybe the sheer amount of stuff available. So companies use coupons to get you to try their product. And for some people, maybe it just feels smart, like you're managing your budget well. Those little savings can add up.
They really can. And like the source noted, sometimes having a coupon actually changes what you decide to buy. You pick brand X just because you have that coupon.
Yeah, definitely seen that happen.
Yeah.
It shows that whole mindset of looking for discounts, stretching your dollar.
Exactly. It's all part of the consumer culture.
Okay, so just to quickly wrap up this deep dive then, we've looked at key checkout words like checkout lane, express, belt, that classic paper or plastic question.
Right, and the money stuff. Coupons, expired, club card, cashback.
And those fluency boosters, those natural phrases like, cut me some slack and it's just not my day.
And we touched on some cultural bits too, the student cashiers, the coupon thing in the US. It all adds layers to just a simple trip to the store.
Absolutely. Understanding the language and the cultural context helps you navigate these everyday things much more smoothly. So, as we finish up, here's something to maybe think about next time you're out shopping. Consider your own local supermarket checkout, wherever you are in the world.
Hmm.
Are there similar unspoken rules there? Or common phrases you always hear? How is it different from what we talked about today? What language things or customs stand out?
That's a great final thought. It really gets you thinking about how culture shapes even these really ordinary routine moments.
Exactly. And this whole deep dive just shows, again, how tied together language and culture are, even in the checkout line. Knowing these little details, it genuinely helps you feel more comfortable and communicate better wherever you find yourself.
Well said. Those small details can make a big difference.